Welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine Microcache Edition. We take a look at upcoming episodes of Videozine and have tips, tricks, fun items, and great caches. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine Microcache Edition. Hi there, and welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Microzine. I'm Icenrye. Thanks for watching. Well, in this week's Microzine, I'm going to have a few more highlights from episode 16. This week, I'm going to show you a little bit of a segment I filmed on the road to UNBC, my very first cache. You may remember earlier this year I went looking for it and I couldn't quite track it down. Well, a couple weeks ago I went out, I finally found it, I updated the cache, did a little bit of maintenance on it, and I'm going to show some of that footage in this week's show. Also, I'm going to show you a few more things you can do with your Flickr site. Last week we got you started, we got your first pictures uploaded. This week I want to show you how to create a custom URL for your Flickr web page and a few other little hints and tricks. But anyways, enough babbling, let's get on with the meat of the show. So now you got your Flickr account, you got your first pictures uploaded. What do you do? Well, in this segment I'm going to show you how to create a custom URL for your Flickr site, and also a few little things you can do to try and generate more traffic to your Flickr site. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so last week I showed you how to set up your first Flickr account and upload your first set of pictures. So your pictures are online, now what? Well, you basically want to let people know how to get to your Flickr site. Well, the problem with that is when you create an original Flickr site, it gives you this really weird address. As a matter of fact, I'll just click here, bring this up, and as you can see, the URL address is something totally weird and bizarre. And who wants to say go to flickr.com/photo/3901595? Sounds like a telephone number. Well, anyways, there's something you can do about that. So the first thing you have to do is go to Flickr and then sign into your account. Just click sign in, enter the username and password that you got from last week, which will take you to this screen here. And this is your personal homepage on Flickr. And it's cute. It always comes up with a nice little way of saying hello. It comes up with different languages. So a couple of things I want to show you are, one is how to choose your Flickr web address. So let's do that right now. Simply click on that. It'll take you to this page. And this is what your URL is going to be. flickr.com/photos/ whatever you like your name to be. So in our case, we'll enter Videozine. Hit preview. And it's just telling you that make sure you like it, because once you hit it, it's set. It's very similar to your geocaching username. So make sure it's spelt right, VIDEOZINE, photo/GeoVideozine. Looks good to me. Okay, lock it in. And now it's done. So for now on, if we want to tell people where to go to, you just tell them to go to flickr.com/photo/GeoVideozine. And voila, there's our Flickr page. Now, one last little thing I also want to show you is, see this little thing here that looks like a not quite so happy face? Well, that's called a buddy icon. And you can actually custom upload one to the Flickr site. And all you do is you click on here, go down to your profile, and if you go over here, you'll see a little thing that says your buddy icon. You can click on that. Now, your buddy icon has to be 48 by 48 pixels. Now, I've already gone ahead, downloaded a picture, and resized it to 48 by 48 pixels. So all I have to do is tell it where it is. And it's on my desktop, and it is called icon.jpg. Upload it, count to 10, and there's your buddy icon. It's showing you right in here. So you can now hit home and see what your page looks like. Voila, you now have a nice little icon here. And you now also have a custom made URL that you can tell people to go to. So there you go, this week's quick tip on using Flickr. And in future episodes, I'll show you some of the other great things you can do with this free photo sharing service. So if you remember a few episodes ago, I did an article on the road to UNBC, my very first cache. And it's still out there and it's still active. Well, anyways, a couple weeks ago, I went, looked for it, found it, and did a little bit of cache maintenance on it. And I'll have the full article coming up in episode 16, but for now, I'm going to show you a couple highlights. So here we go, the road to UNBC, my very first cache. So this cache hasn't been found a lot this year. Mostly Prince George area cachers found it the first year it was out, and this is year 3 for this cache. And it's sort of in an out-of-way place, so a lot of tourists who come through town generally don't get up to here. So there are some new cachers in town. It's fall. We always find that in the spring, in the fall, we get a lot of new people involved in the sport. And right behind me is the university, and we get a lot of people in there who get into the sport. So hopefully this fall will be found more often. Now, what I'm basically going to do, again, is I'm just going to go back, make sure the cache is there, and finally show you, the world, what this darn thing looks like. I'm just going to check on the ingredients, make sure everything's doing fine, and I have a new camera I'm going to add to the cache. That was one of the more fun features of this cache, so it was my first. And I figured I'd put in a little disposable camera. People take pictures of themselves at the cache site, and I had the pictures developed, and they're up on my Flickr site. I'll post a link on my website. And it's really neat to be able to put some faces to some of the names of people who found this cache. So anyways, I'm just looking down the road here, and I see we're getting close to where the clearing is. Matter of fact, well, we're running into one of the classic problems of this cache is I'm in an extremely treed area, and I've lost my signal. So it's a little hard to find, but we shall see what happens. Let's go down the road a little further here, and I'll check back in with you when I get there. So there you go, the road to UNBC, my very first cache. It was really good to find it again, visit with an old friend. And you can look forward to the whole article coming up in episode 16 of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine, which should be out in about a week or so. But in the meantime, and in between time, that's it, another episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Microzine. So until the next episode, cache on.